I'm going to bake a cake. I've just done my training session, I've got my gym gear on still, and I fancy something nutritious to have after. And I want something quick. So, the cake I'm going to make is the yogurt, almond and apricot cake that is in Eat Greek for a week. But I'm not going to make it into a cake, I'm going to make it into muffins because they cook faster, that means I can eat it faster. And also in my family, muffins work much better than cakes. I put them all in a tin, everyone just helps themselves. If I make a cake and put it in the tin, everyone crumbles them everywhere and it drives me nuts. So, muffins it is. I've changed this recipe a bit because I think that recipes are meant to be changed. In this recipe, initially I separate the egg yolks and the egg whites and do a whole flath about beating it up. And the other day I didn't have time to do that and I just made it basically and it worked better. So change recipes about. I'm actually going to add oranges to this recipe, which isn't always there because I think apricot and oranges go quite well. I'm adding cloves where it's only got cinnamon, just because I feel like it. So when you've got a new recipe, just think about changing. Think about adding spices that you like rather than the ones that they've told you to add, because it's your baking, it's yours. So simple to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my oil. This is extra virgin olive oil and it's 75 millilitres. I'm just going to pour that into there. And then I'm going to beat it with some sugar. Now, sometimes I put sugar in my cakes, often I don't, but I'm putting such a reduced amount. I think in this recipe book I actually only put 50 grams. Most cake recipes have 250 grams of sugar. If you don't want to put the sugar in, your apricots are particularly sweet, then don't. But I'm just putting 50 grams in to give it a little bit of sweetness. And I'm just going to beat that together. Just easy. And then I'm going to add 3 eggs and beat that in. In the original recipe, I separate the egg yolks with the egg whites and beat the egg whites to make it more fluffy. But you don't have to really go to all that effort. I mean, it actually tastes just as good without doing that. So just don't bother. I just think make life as easy as you can, because who's got time for stuff like that? So I beat the eggs, 3 eggs, and just beat them lightly. And the reason you crack them into a bowl, not into your cake bowls, just in case one of the eggs is faulty, it means that you don't have to throw away all your ingredients. So I just gently beat those up, and I'm going to add them in here and beat them with the sugar and the oil. So really beat that up. Then you add your other ingredients. So I am adding chopped apricots. Now these are not my favourite apricots actually, I couldn't find the ones I wanted. I chopped these up in my mixer, but the best apricots are the ones that are brown, that have no sulphite in them. If you get these yellow ones, they're fine, they're good, these were organic ones, but the best ones are the ones that are in brown in colour, because they have absolutely no sulphites in them, there's no preservative, which is much better for you. So they're just going in, and to that I'm also adding chopped almonds, but if you want to use walnuts, pecans, hazelnuts, whatever you want, you can use whatever you like. I'm going to keep back some of the almonds because I want to sprinkle them on top of the muffin, so I'm going to put about 100 grams in, keeping hold of these little bits to put as toppers, and then go in my spices. I've got cloves, just a little bit of clove, because sometimes cloves can be really, sharp. And then I've got a lot of cinnamon. Cinnamon is just the best in all cakes because it's a sugar regulator. So if you've got sweet things in a cake like sugar and like the almonds and like the apricots, things that are going to raise your sugar levels, then if you put cinnamon in, it blood sugar regulates. It stops an insulin spike, so it's fantastic. So they're going in like that, and then give that a stir and mix all the ingredients together. And then I'm going to add flour, 170 grams, 5 grams of flour. I'm using organic wholemeal rye flour. You can use spelt flour, you can use brown flour, you can use white flour, whatever you like, but I particularly like this one, it makes it nice and dense. So that goes in like that. And a tablespoon of baking powder, that goes in, poof, like so, and then you just mix it all in. I believe I've forgotten the most important ingredient. This is, after all, a yogurt cake, so I need some yogurt. And Greek yogurt is the only one to use. So let me just get my yogurt. And I'm using total Greek yogurt from Vage. They're a favourite of mine, and they are the best Greek yogurt on the market. So why not use the best? to be 5%. I quite like the 5% one. I quite like the full fat one. I quite like the 2% one. So, you know, use whatever you've got. And I'm using about 120 grams of that. That just all goes in there. And it just gives the cake a lovely lightness, it really does. When it gets to kind of this type of consistency, when it's still quite dry, you can do two things. You can add some water, you could add a little bit more yogurt, or you can do what I'm going to do and add some orange juice. And as I'm going to use an orange, this is an organic unwaxed orange. I always think, well, you want to use the whole of the orange. A lot of the time I might blitz the whole thing in the mixer, but instead I'm just going to take the zest. What I might also do is put some of the zest here, and then I might sprinkle that on top as well, because that'll look quite pretty. So if I can move the bowl out of the way, and you can see, I'm just going to collect the zest there like that, move that all that way, and put that on top of my muffins with the almonds, because that'll look quite pretty actually. And then I'm going to use the juice from this orange, just making sure that no pips get in there, or if they do, get them out. And just mix that really well. And I forgot to add a pinch of salt. Just a little pinch of salt brings out all the flavours. And the salt I'm using is pink Himalayan salt. So I'm using silicone muffin cases because they are recyclable and they're the best really, so it's not even paper. I use these again and again and again, and I just think they're brilliant. And I'm going to pop a tablespoon worth into each case. And what's great about silicone is you don't even have to grease them, because the muffins will just pop out. So then I'm just going to decorate each of the muffins with a little pinch of almonds like that, and just a few strands of zest, just like so. So these are ready to go into the oven, 175, 180, depending what your oven's like, for between 20 and 25 minutes till they're nice and golden on top. So these are hot out of the oven, and what I normally do, because the thing is when you've got them in silicone is sometimes they can sweat a bit, just to show you how easy they pop out of the silicone, look at that, whoop, and then put them on a tray there to just cool. So